It is official. I now am on medication for my ADHD. Now, I have never been against medication. I don't have some sort of position where you shouldn't have medication or you should have medication. I have never had a dog in the fight at all. Anything that works for you, absolutely do it. The reason why it's taken me 31 years to explore ADHD medication, because I work for myself now and I have to work hard. I don't want to keep battling my brain when I'm trying to write an email and I get up 5 times to check who's walking past and why the dogs are barking. Oh no, I really need to trim my toenails. Oh, did I check the mail for the 4th time today? I wanted to be able to sit down and focus. So I decided to take the plunge and try it out for myself. I won't reveal what medication I'm taking because I don't want this to be confused with advocating medication. Instead, I'm documenting my journey. So I will be completely honest about what I've experienced. I've only been on it for the last 2 days, but typically with ADHD medication, it's fast acting, only lasts about, this one says up to 14 hours. Am I gonna fall asleep? I was actually really worried about anxiety. I do get anxiety and it freaks me out. I struggle getting to sleep at night. My brain runs 1,000,000 miles an hour. And when the psychiatrist said that this could create more anxiety, I freaked out and I didn't want to take it because I don't like anxiety. Anxiety's not fun. Especially my whole life, I've always struggled to sleep. My psychiatrist informed me that my anxiety comes from the emotional irregulation from ADHD, and the inability to fall asleep at night is from my ADHD. So I was naturally curious. Why not try it? See what it does. Is it going to benefit me? If so, great. If not, I'll stop taking it. It's not a big deal. I didn't see a worst case scenario. I have always been really scared about taking medication because I've always been worried that taking medication will actually change my personality. And my whole career, hosting TV shows, radio shows, performing stand-up comedy, I never wanted to take my personality away because that's how I was making a cash. So I was always really worried about any medication changing who I am. I'm only 2 days in. But what I've experienced in the last 2 days is it's now tax time. So I'm going through boring work and having to document receipts and calculate invoices. Oh my gosh, mind numbing. However, the very first day I took a pill, 2 hours went by and I had done all of the work that would have taken me 2 days. And I sat back and went, oh, where did that time go? This guy keeps playing soccer and the ball keeps coming towards me. I suck at kicking, but let's see how I go here. All right, bro. Oh! Hey, that wasn't bad, right to him. My old Italian, the soccer playing a days as a pad off, okay, capiche? For a very long time, I've never been coordinated. Like when it comes to kicking a ball, I'm the guy who goes to kick it and it will go in the other direction and everybody laughs. So every single time, all of the embarrassing sporting moments I've had over my life replay in my head as I'm going to kick it. Seamus, you're gonna suck. This is gonna go the wrong direction. And that embarrassing. Sorry, Mike. Something that's really common with me is I will have like 5 moods in 1 hour. I'll be really hyperactive and up and happy, and then 20 minutes later, I'll be like sad and can't move and down, and then I'll fluctuate and then go down, and I'll go up and I'll go. Apparently, this is ADHD related because I'm unable to regulate normal emotions, so I go up and down all the time. I have not experienced that in the last 2 days. I have been consistent. My mood has been consistent all day, every day. It's still really early to give a proper analysis of the change in my behavior or the change in my neurological pathways. I will give you regular updates to see how I'm feeling and how I've analyzed it. Apparently, the psychiatrist told me that I could experience psychosis. That freaked me out. Yesterday, I was sitting at my desk and I could have sworn someone walked into my apartment. And I was like, hello? But I was on the phone to a school and I was like, I can't speak out loud. So I walked outside and had a look. No one was there. I live in an apartment complex, so it could have been anyone. Or it was psychosis. We don't know. I still haven't had any struggles sleeping. In fact, I have tried all of the sleeping medications, all of the ones that help you get to sleep. For me, none of them really work. The only thing I have found that helps me sleep, I pretend I go into a virtual world in my brain and I actually pretend that I'm like a James Bond character and I've got to carry out missions for the government. Inside the mission, in my brain, I carry out every step detailed, highly detailed. What do I have to do? How am I going to get in? What clothes am I going to wear? What car am I going to drive? Who's going to see me? Am I going to have a disguise? Everything, right? I carry out every single detail. 9 times out of 10, I never make it to the mission. That is the only thing that has worked for me, getting to sleep. In fact, I have struggled my whole life. I have like a weird sleep anxiety or a sleep phobia where I get scared of the idea of falling asleep. I think because for years I've laid there for hours, staring at the ceiling, tossing and turning. That technique of me in my own brain carrying out another life's mission, it works like a charm. And it actually makes me excited to go to sleep, and I don't have that sleep phobia anymore. Another thing I've noticed about the ADHD medication is I am not hungry. I love food. I love fun food. Like, I'll dominate a large ultimate burger meal from KFC or a McChicken meal from Macca's or 5 or 6 plates of sushi and a thick shake. Oh, I love eating. Like, I love eating until I'm comatose. But being on this medication, like, I struggle to get down a banana. The reason why I'm talking about this is I think there's a huge stigma around medication, but I'm a firm believer of anything that works for you and makes you better, go for it. Who gives a stuff whatever anyone else thinks? So I want to make it my mission to be really open and honest about the medication I'm taking, why I'm taking it, and its effects it's having on me. If you need medication, see a professional, see a GP, see a psychiatrist. That is on you, not on me. One thing my psychiatrist had to warn me about, because I have Tourette syndrome, ADHD medication is a stimulant and can increase tics. Basically, I had to toss up if I want to tick more or concentrate more. I have dealt with Tourette's my whole life. I've had really severe tics, really severe complex tics. I've struggled with it. I'm 31, I've had it for my whole life. Ticking a little bit more than usual is not a problem for me. I would much prefer to be a bit more productive during my day. The biggest change that I have noticed, which is a positive in my opinion, I don't have irregular emotions. So for example, I very easily can get really frustrated and let out little spurts of rage. For example, if I'm driving in a car and someone pulls out in front of me, I'll be like, "Argh!" So when I go to a cafe and I go to pay with cash and they say, oh, we don't accept cash, I feel like getting so angry, but like, what do you mean? You can't tell me how I pay. This is my money. That's me not being able to regulate emotions. And I have not had that. I have not had one little spout of bursts of rage. I've not been sad for the last 2 days. My mood hasn't changed. This is what I've already experienced. I will upload another video in the coming weeks to let you know how I'm going. I have another appointment with my psychiatrist in a month, so I'm gonna take it every day for 1 month. We'll see how we go. I was really nervous. I'm not gonna lie, I was really nervous before taking medication. I was scared. I was scared it was gonna be too much. I was scared it was gonna make me anxious. I was scared I wasn't gonna feel like myself. I haven't experienced that yet. I was also scared that it was too long. Like, too long, man. I wanna chill. And if I'm too busy focusing all the time on everything, like, oh, how tiring. I did reflect a little while ago about the benefits of having ADHD. Because you get distracted a lot and you get in your own brain, you spend so much time thinking. You spend so much time in your own mind, analyzing, thinking, being creative. Because you've lost your focus and you've lost your attention on the task, you enter into the and that's where so many great ideas are born. Having started this ADHD medication, I'm like, oh, this is what normal people experience when talking to someone. Like, I was talking to someone today and I listened to every single word. Not once did I go off in my own little world thinking, oh, that's a really nice thing to do tomorrow morning. I might, I've got to listen to, oh, wow, that's a really interesting word that they just used. I wonder, I've got to listen. I didn't do that once in any conversation. Thankfully, it hasn't changed my personality. I'm still my hyperactive self. It hasn't calmed me down. It hasn't numbed me out. It hasn't made me brain dead or like a zombie. I'm still completely me. I can just absorb a lot more and do a lot more. I'm not getting angry in short bursts. I haven't had any anxiety. And so far, I haven't struggled to go to sleep. I have actually noticed 2 tics be more regular than usual. This one. Now, I've been doing that a lot the past few days. And this one, I haven't done those 2 tics in a very long time. That could have something to do with the new medication. I don't know. That's the funny thing about Tourette's is comes and goes like a bad ex-girlfriend, you know? They come in and out of your life. You're like, I broke up with you, go away. And another side effect that my psychiatrist made sure I knew about was headaches. I haven't had any yet. One of the symptoms I have noticed, an uncomfortable stomach. Without going into further detail, let's just say I have required the lavatory. To the point where I'm gluten intolerant, right? And I'm like, have I eaten a whole pizza today? So if you've enjoyed this video, give me a like, give me a subscribe, write a comment. I'd love to know about your experience on ADHD medication, if you've been on it. If you haven't, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment in the section below and have a good day.